All right, let's go. Let's go. How is everybody doing on this? Fine. What the hell day is it? Oh, it's Thursday. Yeah. we lost track of days here without the games. That's my calendar. I know when the games are. I don't even know what the days of the week are anymore. Like I know the parade is Sunday. That's my calendar. So how is everybody doing? Couple of things real quick at the beginning. I'll mention this a couple of times. The guys to install the fiber optic internet between 12 and 5. So who knows? They could show up in the middle of the stream. They could not show up until 4:45. If they show up, I may have to end the stream early to talk with them about where to put the modem and see if I can get a second modem up in here and all of that stuff. So we'll just see how it goes. But, you know, they're probably going to take lunch at noon and then do their afternoon appointments, I would suppose. So how's everybody doing? Let's see what we got over here. Derek? Yep. JC, how you doing, bud? Okay. George, Coop? Yeah, the elbow room has calmed down. I would assume, AJD, I responded to your email, but I'll give you a proper response a little bit later. I just got real behind. Colin, Chunky, Communist. How's everybody doing? Derek, Fly Guy, hanging in? Yeah. I saw the damage to the cup, and so I put out a video. I know the true story of how it got damaged, and so I put out a video with that. Fin Fun, how you doing? Finland, yep. Jameson, how you doing, bud? Yeah, JD, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. JC says that's a Repula Cup. I've heard so many different stories. I don't know which one. What, I would assume like the real one that's in the Hall of Fame is not the one they let them carry around. But what do I know? Hey, Goat Slayer, how you doing, bud? So what do we do now? What do we do now, man? Sunday is going to be fantastic. Yeah, who's got the cup? Oh, by the way, I have a question. Maybe this is a stupid question. I didn't even think about it from last year. I was talking with Donna this morning, and she's like, hey, the team picture, Maurice isn't in it. Is that on purpose? Was he not in it last year? Knowing Maurice, it sounds like that's something he would do purposefully. But I hadn't even thought about it. And then I looked, and Zetto's in the picture. I found Zetto. I found everybody else. But I think Maurice must just stay out of those pictures on purpose, I guess. Canes wants to know if I saw the Oilers are being investigated for LTIR for Kane. And during the regular season, everyone was talking ish about us. I did not see. I've seen a couple of people mention it, but I haven't looked at the story. I read that Wall Street Journal article. The title was very triggering. And they say a couple of things in the article. I probably bitch about it during the podcast. Now, I may have a members podcast out today. Depends on what happens with the internet, guys, how that goes. I'd like to get out there fishing. High tide's about 3 o'clock. It's going to be 90 degrees. So if I'm free, I'll probably go fishing and do a podcast that way. If not, we'll do one in here tomorrow morning. And then obviously tomorrow I'm going to have a video out on the state of the channel and everything that we're going to be doing over the summer. That way everybody knows where to find us all. Kazuma says, you're worried that some of the guys will choose money over a chance to make history. To me, I feel like Bennett's like a foregone conclusion. I feel like Bennett's going to stay. I think the only question really is going to be Marchand, and who can blame him? Oh, that's right, Morejoy. I need to get 2 cups in the dog's mouth for my logo. Jeez, how am I going to do that? Yeah, well, I mean, I know the artist. My daughter commissioned that logo for me years ago. She has a friend that does stuff, and she surprised me with that logo at one point, however many years ago it was. And then when we won the cup, I had her redo the logo with the 1 cup. And you're right. Now I gotta find he's going to have Yeah, he's got to have 2 cups. Thank you. That's a really good point, Joey. I had not thought about that. So yeah, we definitely have to do that. Coot says we haven't had any official posts or whatever, but it seems that Bill Zito was given the final puck to complete the wonderful work of art. Yeah, how come we don't have the film of that? I'm waiting. Everybody wants to see that, right? Yeah, now there's going to be a conspiracy about where the real cup is, right? JC, yeah, she passed out. She passed out about a half hour before the stream last night. And she didn't wake up till this morning, like 5:30, 5:45 is when she finally got up. Joey says Maurice was in the cup photo last year, but he was cropped out of a lot of the memorabilia. Interesting. Hadn't heard that. People got upset online that he touched the cup after the whole handshake controversy. People just love to hate, man. Jameson says, can anyone confirm if Bob has shaved his head yet? That's right. I'm good. I shaved this morning. When I do my Bill Zito impression, I always like to shave so it looks just like him. Now I got the Zito beard working too. It was much better today. Hey, Jackson. You think they gave the last puck to Zito? Sure. Kate says, maybe put Fluffy's paws over the 2 cups. Oh. I'd have to see because it's just his head and his chest. That would make we'll have to play with that a little bit. Yeah. Demolition renovation. Yeah, exactly, JC. Every room needs it. It's just an abomination. Jack, yeah, the Oilers are under an investigation for the Evander Kane LTIR abuse. I mean, that seems like rubbing salt in the wound. When was the last team that got investigated for that? Start collecting broken sticks, JC. The local rink is an hour away, and that's just the community center. Yeah, have Fluffy playing with the 2 cups. Yeah, I'll have to talk to the girl about it. Yeah, Nicolas Cage stole the real cup. I seen a viral TikTok of Zito saying, yeah, I saw the Zito thing that he said he could sign all the free agents only for Kachuk to go on live TV and said he told all the free agents to go sign other places for more money. He's got to be being sarcastic. Kachuk's got to be being sarcastic. I didn't see the second part, but or are you saying Kachuk is saying Zito told them to do that? I don't know. I don't believe much of what I see, but I would assume Kachuk is being sarcastic about that. Has anybody else seen that? What he's talking about? Oh, he says he cares more about player empowerment than the Panthers staying together. Well, I mean, Kachuk is going to be the kind of guy that's going to say that. But I don't think that's going to have a real effect on what they do. Oh, broken sticks. Interesting, JC. We'll have to chat about this. Yeah. I don't know where I would get them. Like there's just a community. I don't know anywhere around here that they play hockey. Certainly not in this area. Maybe in Delaware. I'll have to check out. I'll have to look around. I wouldn't have had a reason beforehand. Oh, yeah. Coot says at this point, I'm wondering what numbers Maurice and Zito will choose when their names are hoisted to the rafters. Yeah. Hey, hold on a second. I just got to turn my air conditioning on. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay, it's going to be like 91, 92 today. Hey, Patel, you just got your driver's license renewed. Your photo reminds you of Bar Cup. Nice. Trey. Yeah, he probably wants Bennett to get more in Florida. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I would assume that we'd be willing to pay Bennett what we paid Reinhardt. I would assume that, we'd be willing to pay him that. Fly says, you have to make sure the other teams aren't putting healthy players on LTIR to circumvent the cap. Right. I get it. But how do you prove it, right? How do you go back in time and prove it? Hey, Great White. Yeah, Chucky. Yeah. Yeah. What's funny, Great White, is the script was just going to be about the contracts. And then as I wrote it, I was like, wait, this is how they broke the cup. Coot was talking about, Kuiper brought up the question of how many Hall of Famers will this team have when it's all done. Seems like the line is at 5.5. Well, Bobby Barkov, the question's going to be, would Forsling, because Forsling's not won any hardware. He's not won a Norris or something, which is kind of shocking that he hasn't, at least, I don't know where he's been in the votes. But Hall of Fame, Bobby Barkov, I'm going to assume Tkachuk. I don't know about Bennett. Reinhardt, maybe, probably. I don't know it just depends on if they're going to go by how many cups they won and not personal points productions, right? Oh, ICS, that sucks, man. That's okay. We'll do it again. Icy. We got a lot of different things coming this summer. I had to cut that one a little bit short last night at 10:30 because my throat is brooming me. Yeah, Chucky says he's pro player. That makes sense. Yeah. Communist says it does sound like salt in the wound, but I guess the next CBA will probably have an LTIR clause because in the playoffs then – LTIR and the play clause in the playoffs, right? Yeah. Which one, Trey? Which one, Trey? It was on YouTube. What Chaos? I've seen his stuff every once in a while. I'll check it out. If I feel like maybe responding to it, I will. Definitely going to be bringing on reaction content as part of this channel. That's definitely going to happen. So like I said, anything you guys want me to react to, send it to me. Right, Canes? Yeah, Barkov with the hand, right? Colby says, did anyone in my area even slightly recognize me from no. No. That's not happened. Kate says, yeah, we do have that roster, no doubt. George thinks the 2013 Chicago team is the best. There are some good teams, right? Fly says, you ever seen how insurance fraud cases are proven in court, Jaws? I would assume the dash cams, right? Well, Omar, Bob is entitled to his opinion. Bob is entitled to have that opinion. You also might be drunk too. Hey, Kenneth. Jack, yeah, I agree with Jackson. I think we keep Bennett and Ekblad. If Marchand's going to stay, it would have to be for dirt cheap. Trey says, we're living in a time where people are starting to realize the Norris is a joke, so that might not hurt Forsling. Guitarco, good question. He says, do I ever rewatch old games on YouTube? Wild to see young Barkov, Ekblad, and Kulikov in 14-15. No, we haven't. I haven't done that, but maybe we'll do that this summer. Maybe we'll stream a few games, right? Because we're going to do that on the football channel. Maybe we'll do that. I know I would want Kyle. Is game 4 against the Avalanche? I would assume that's on YouTube, right? Yes, I see. We are going to live stream the parade on Sunday. Does anybody know what time it is? What time the parade is? Hey, TJ. Yeah, man, Sunday for sure. So, Jameson says, tell me I'm wrong. If Kulikov plays out his current contract without injury and adds another cup, his name finds a way into the Raptors when he retires as a Cat. That's an interesting one. If he played out his contract, maybe, right? Since we drafted him. Yeah, I mean, the injuries at some point will kind of, at some point, I would think they would. What we did this year, we gave guys a few days off here or there, but that's not really going to do it. Kachuk just keeps finding ways to play even though he's injured. Barkov's hasn't had anything major. Same with Reinhardt. Bennett had a groin that was pretty recurring a couple of years ago, but he seems fine since then. You just got to keep adding younger guys. You know what I mean? There eventually will be attrition. Colby. Am I a big fluffy unicorn? No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, Trey says Barkov, Bob, and Marchand are already in. Kachuk should be in unless his career gets cut short. Yeah. TJ says I think Bennett gets 8 years at 7.3. Now the Marchand one is possible. The Ekblad one is possible, but I don't think Bennett signs for anything less than 8. Jack talking about the. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, okay. I'm looking for the internet guy. They said anytime between 12 and 5, so it could possibly happen. The thing with the trading off the guys, though, is that they all have no move clauses. So, when you get these guys at the lower cost, then it might help at some point. You can just move them down if you've got younger players getting ready to move up. But you just ride with it while you can right now. You know what I mean? I mean, at some point, they will slow down, but it didn't happen this year. They were better this year, honestly. Bowler says, can we all agree that the Vegas expansion day trade was the biggest win-win trade? Now looks, thanks for not making us feel bad with that pity cup. Yeah. Oh, I hated that deal. Jay Miami, yeah, I put out a short on that one. The spit and chicklets. I put out a short where Bissonnette's still going on and on about the tax thing. It's like he just likes being wrong, I think. Parade's 11 or 12. Gotcha. Marchand and Jones had dinner with the Cup yesterday. Nice. Yeah, the Viola family definitely came in and changed everything, man. We had such poor ownership before them. All right, so it's at noon. That's not so bad. Yeah, thanks, Guitar Crow. Oh, no, I don't. I think Schmidt for sure is gone in terms because he's going to want a little bit of a contract. You can't lose Bennett. If you lose Bennett, you can't lose Bennett. Really, I don't know if we can lose Ekblad either. Great White, I'm not sure about that. He's asking, does Bob shave his head every year or just after he wins the Cup? I don't know. We'd have to go back and see. I don't know. I honestly don't know. being there in Florida, he probably shaves his head every year, right? Zuma says, who right now would I say deserves to have their number retired? Bubba, Barkov. If Ekblad stays as a Panther, retires as a Panther, that number's probably getting retired. At least those three. Now, Trey has a lot more names than mine. I think you got to start. I think you'd have to win the third cup for some of the guys. Patel, I thought somebody said he used an antihistamine that was unapproved, but I don't know if that was sarcasm or not. It's just something I saw. I don't think Kachuk is the slowest. Kuz says, I don't think we can retire Kulikov's number just for tenure. We don't want to give those honors out too much. Number retirement on this team. We're already looking at maybe 7 guys if they can get one more. Wouldn't that be something else? Oh, yeah, the ring design. Good remember. Yeah, Canes. When did they come out with that? Last year. How long do we have to wait for that? Trey says, my wish list is sign Marchand, bring back the Florida Marlins jerseys, and move the Dolphins to London. They'd never win a game. Yeah, I saw that, Derek. I saw the Marchand ones were almost sold out when I was looking this morning at the pictures. Yeah, Communist. Talent got to get some credit, right? Oh, sure. I mean, that's why everybody figured the Panthers were out. And no doubt, you're going to be wearing guys out. I just don't know that you can let Bennett and Ekblad walk. I understand if they want to move on, and not overpay for Marchand. But again, some of this comes down to I really still feel like Zetto needs to talk to Bobrovsky and find out what's that number going to be so that he has a little bit of knowledge and the flexibility he may or may not have. But yeah, Kate says Biz snorted dangerous amounts of copium. He was on it last night. Colin, game 4 for the Checkers is tonight. All right, thanks for letting me know. Jack, no, I didn't see anything about Bennett refusing to come to Toronto. I didn't see that. Yeah, they have the same agent, and they're both refusing to talk to Toronto. Thank you, George. So apparently, Bob shaves it every year. TJ says, I don't think Schmidt is looking for a payday. I mean, if he's not, the only question would be, do we want to get younger in that spot, right? But if he's not, if he's going to stay for $1 million, we're going to need a guy, regardless of what happens with Ekblad. So Colby thinks Dostal for Anaheim. We would have to. Is he offer sheet? Let's look at that. We would have to offer sheet him if he's a. Let's see. Six two 190. He was the 3rd round pick. Yeah, his numbers are not. I would disagree with that. His numbers are not good at all. I mean, I know it's Anaheim. His save percentage is okay, 903. But he was at 310 this year, 333 last year, 378 the year before. I don't know. I would have to disagree there, Colby, because in the position we're in right now, my assumption would be is that we're going to have a seasoned NHL veteran at backup goalie because that you're going to need that to rest Bob. I don't think a kid really helps us right now in that spot. That's interesting. FinFun says, we lose Montreal and still won the Stanley Cup. Let Ekblad go. I don't know. George says, Florida just has to know who they can replace and who you can't. You can't replace Bennett or Marchand, but you could find another good defenseman. They got Jones out of nowhere. Ekblad staying is going to depend on how much money you want. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe Pat Maroon was slow. God dang, Maroon was slower than Chucky? Dang. Yeah, Ekblad played better off the PEDs, right? Oh, so it's not till early October. Canes, we got a long way for that. Dang. Who thinks we can't really let Ekblad walk? He's the foundational member of the locker room and franchise. Top-tier pairing with Forsing, and he's an excellent right D. Yeah. So what do we got? What is it? It's the 19th. We basically got 11 days. We got 11 days, basically, right? Because June is 30 days, I think. Ted, I'm hoping they're going to keep Marchand, but who knows at this point? Trey. Yeah, no Dolphins. Dang. Yeah, communists saying anyone will ask a lot for either goalie, and they're definitely not giving their future in Dostal. I mean, he's got work to be done. His numbers don't look great. I don't know if you're going to re-sign Vanacek. It's a thin. It's not a big goalie pool. In fact, I have it here. Let me see here. Let's look at this. So the free agent goalies this year, the ones that are going to make way too much money for what we're interested in, but maybe, like Leonard, Pedersen, Husso is out there, Jake Allen, Vanacek was making $3.4 million. Gorgiev, Forsberg, Vladar with Calgary was making 2.2. Samsonov, Devon Levi, Tarasov, Reimer, Kakkonen, who's with us, that's $1 million. Riddick is out there, yuck. Soderblom, a bunch of guys I've never heard of that can't pronounce their name. Dobish, but Montreal's not going to let him go. Alex Lyon, Matt Murray is still out there. And then, I see there's Dostal, but he's an RFA. There's nobody else. There's not. Luis Domingue is still out there. Jack Campbell's still out there. Spencer Martin. Connor Murphy. See it. Hellberg. Skerrick. Jakob Skerrick. So there's not a lot. It's not a big goalie free agent market, right? Trey says Rhino for Levi in the first. Like Soderblom. Yeah, I don't think we have a first or a second now. Jameson says, get ready for another summer of insert players named day with the Stanley Cup. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff I didn't watch last year. That's the kind of stuff there was one day I tried to sit in the chair and watch something. I remember I got 8 minutes. I got 8 minutes before he started whining and crying for me to go back down there with him. June 27th, 28th is the draft. We got the draft before. That's right. I don't think we have much in the way of picks. Ugh, almost to the point where I should just leave the damn glasses on. Hold on a second. Let's see what our picks are. We have this year. What's this? No, I want to. Where's the Panther? Oh, you dummy! Jesus, how many ads do you gotta have? Let's see. We've got. We don't have a selection until the 4th round. And that wasn't even our pick. We don't have a selection to the 4th round, pick 112, which was the 4th that was involved in the Tkachuk deal. So we got 112, 128, 129, which is the pick we acquired from the Sharks and the Duclair deal. And then we've got 160 and then 192 and 224. So the 1st round pick is the one that we sent for Tkachuk. The 2nd round pick will go to the Leafs as a result of the trade that sent Boston's 2nd round pick to the 24 Panthers, who selected Enos. That's weird. Oh, okay. I don't understand. I'm reading Litterbox Cats. I don't understand. Florida's 2nd round pick, 64th overall, will go to the Leafs as a result of the trade on June 29th, 2024, that sent Boston's 2nd round pick in 24 to the Panthers in exchange for that pick in the 7th. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then we don't have a 3rd round pick because of the Tarasenko trade. So we don't pick to the 4th round. Yeesh. Hey, Rosado. Scrolling down here. Here we go. Hey, big dog. Do we take a defenseman with the 4? We don't have a whole lot on defense, but I would assume that he's just going to continue to do best player available. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody we pick in the 4th round at this point, you know, you're talking about, you know, somebody that even if they did develop wouldn't be ready for, 3-4 years at least. Exactly. Craig says it's okay. Cats just get everyone else's old 1st round picks and resurrect their career, right? It's ridiculous. It's true. There's no space left anyway. I mean, if we've talked about it, if you re-sign Bennett and Ekblad and Marchand, we don't even have, well, I guess we have the roster space to do it. But if you did sign Bennett and Marchand, once you sign Sam Miskevich, your forward group involves a 4th line of Rodriguez, Boquist, and Greer, with Gadjevich off the ice. Get Capo and keep adding Finns, right? Trey says, I think there's a little too much Ekblad hating here, but at the same time, I've never seen a defenseman get his ankle broken as much as he did in the finals. And we do definitely probably take him for granted in some ways, right? I mean, a lot of my stuff with him is to stick. I would really prefer him to stay, but we just paid Jones all that money, so it's just like, there's only going to be so much money for him. Hey, big dog. Trey. No, he cannot get offer sheeted, right? Kate says, can't apologize to Ekblad enough. He stepped up quite a bit this year. He definitely played better this year than he did last year. There's no way around that for sure. So I don't know, man. It just depends on what these guys are going to want to do. And I did that video, and there's really I only saw like the defenseman. We can go over to free agent defenseman. Hold on a second. So we can go over to free agent defenseman, but in terms of right-handed, hold on a second. Where's this? That's just all of them. There's defense. Okay. So guys that we're never going to get, that we couldn't afford, that are right-handed. I mean, Brent Burns is 1,000,000 years old. If you look at the top three, it's Burns, Orlov, Ekblad. After Burns and Ekblad on the right-hand side, you've got Petrie, Noah Dobson, who was already making 4, Evan Bouchard, who was making 3.9, David Savard, he's old, and then the guy that I was thinking about, Yoki Haru. I know Boston just traded to get him, but he's 26. He's a righty. He was only making 3.1. So if Ekblad turns down 4 or 5 and you could get this guy, maybe, I don't know. Rudda and Pullman, Fabro, Ethan Bear at Washington, Klingberg, Hakanpää, Jari Hakanpää. He was playing for the Leafs. Tyson Barrie, Niels Lundqvist, he's a young one. Nick Perbix, you guys want to take Perbix from Tampa? What do you guys think about Nick Perbix from Tampa? Savard just retired? Well, there's that. Hey, you Lightning fan that are in here. What's the deal with Perbix? Is he any good? Real says if we lose Ekblad, it would be forcing Jones, Mikula, Kulikov, Polinska, Schmidt, some other guy. Zetto finds that works out. I mean, maybe to go into the season that way, Real. We talked about that a little bit, but you can't go into the playoffs with that. That's not you can't go into the playoffs, in my opinion, with Kulikov on the second pair. And I love the guy, but he's too old, in my opinion, for us to be putting the amount of minutes that we put on our second pair guys. Akapana is injured, but he's good. Lil J says Perbix was a liability. Okay. There's not a lot out there, right? Hey, Simon. Yeah, Real. That was one of the options I discussed, Real, about just keeping the guys that we have unless we're going to re-sign Schmidt. But that's a big gamble because you're gonna have to upgrade at the trade deadline. You want to win a cup. My opinion. John says Fabro is the best option. I don't think Columbus will let him go. Hey, Michael, we won the cup again. It's not. We already won the third one. John says there's no Burns, right? Big dog. I'm sure Zetto does have it all under control. Derek, thank you, bud. Tomorrow will be the 50th anniversary of Jaws. That's right. And they're going to bring the movie out to the theater later this summer. Hey, RJ. Real said, yeah, that's just a regular season at the deadline. No. Real, now you're just saying that to piss me off. Now you're just saying that to piss me off. No way. You almost got me there. Hell no. Absolutely not. To speak of it is hearsay. You watch your mouth, Trey. Kenneth says that we convinced Trey that Crosby for Mackey is off the table yet. Yeah, we'll put him on D, right? No. If you want Crosby so bad, we can trade Rodriguez for Crosby at the deadline because Rodriguez would just be on the fourth line anyway if we re-sign Marchand. So you would just put Crosby on the fourth line. Real says it's not like we got another first to trade. Mike, my concern too there, Real, is that where would the cap room come from to get the second pairing? Like Samaskevich's money, even if they were going to do that, his money's not going to cover that. So we'd have to get that replacement in free agency, in my opinion. Yeah, drunk Barkov. Oh, that was a beautiful thing. I saw that. And I guess whoever else was with him, I guess the neighbor asked. And his wife was like, he's coming. You know? It's like, and my wife answered the door and it's Barkov, and she's not like, oh my God, Barkov's at the door, right? But I guess if you're neighbors, you're kind of used to it. Still, she should have sounded a lot more excited. The dude's at the door with the Stanley Cup, and she's just like, he's coming, like she was bothered. It's like she was bothered by it. It's like, what? Open the door, woman. Trey says, Barkov, Crosby, Lundell, Bennett. Yeah. Oh, you want Bennett at 4C. I see. Oh, my God. No, we can't trade Cooper Black. Oy vey. No, we can't do that. Sordiff, maybe. I don't know where he's going to play. Sordiff is going to be like Spencer Knight. It's like, are you guys going to let me on the team or not? Jake says, seems like she was expecting it. And yeah, she was like, oh, it's Barkov again, right? Yeah. That reminds me of a story I saw at a Rob Thomas concert. Because he wrote, I think they wrote Disease, the Matchbox 20 song Disease. He wrote that with Mick Jagger. And so his story was that Mick Jagger one time called him and left a voicemail, and he saved it. And so that anytime that he would bring somebody back to his house, he would be like, "Oh, hold on a second, I got a voice message," and then he'd play the one from Mick Jagger, and he's like, "Oh, it's just Mick calling me again. He's bothering me again." Put sort of on the second pair, right? Communist says Vancouver's and Flames. Hughes requested a trade to Florida. Zetto uses his Hogwarts magic, gets him for a bag of bucks. Bolvar says it's already been confirmed. That's what's gonna happen, and they're gonna limit other things in the regular season. What are we talking about? What did I miss, Bolvar? What's gonna happen? I must have missed something. Yeah, Trey, they were saying he asked, right? Yeah. But Sordiff is probably going to get the Spencer Knight treatment. If we sign Marchand, where? Right? Yeah, exactly. Coot says, truthfully, I don't know if there's room for Sordiff. At best, he's the second bench forward if Zetto works his magic to bring the guys back. But if we can't bring them back, he's on the bench. Kazuma says, do I ever see Brady Tkachuk coming to Florida? That face he had to, yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, he's got that contract. Sure, you'd love to have him, but where? Like where? Right? You just don't. There's just nobody on this team that you want to get rid of. Real says, I figured it out at the Olympics. Sam Bennett convinces one of the Canadian defensemen to come over at the deadline like he did with Marchand. Kenneth says all these sign, yeah, no kids are going to play for the Panthers ever again. The Checkers are going to be better than some NHL teams, right? Yeah. The pink pony club. Oh my God. They were having a blast with that. Yeah, Brady would fit like Marchand. I just don't know where, right? Lil J says Sordiff and Mackey will be top liners on this team in 5 years. Just wait. So yeah, because it'll be by that time it'll be like Lundell with Mackey and Samoskevich, and then you'll have Luosterainen at 2C with Verhaeghe and Reinhardt and Barkov at 3C. I'm making this up, by the way. We'll let Barkov keep 2C. We don't want to move him down too far. But it is going to be interesting to see how it all plays out if we end up keeping these guys together into that 33, 34, 35, 6. You know what I mean? Like, if you do it right, you just start flipping seats. Craig says, so did Chucky already get his surgery? The day after the injury, he seemed like he was way more mobile than he should have been considering the injury. Bro, all I can tell you, I guess some people said he was going over to Germany. We kind of figured it was either stem cells or peptides or some kind of combination of things. I don't know if he's going to get surgery. It didn't sound like it. Sound like he should have needed it, but it didn't sound like he's going to get it. I don't know what he's doing. It's a 6-month recovery. Yikes. Hey, Simon. No, it's the original movie, Simon. It's the original. Here's hold on a second. Here. This is the 45th anniversary magazine. Then I got to get the 50th one. So it's the original movie where my nickname comes from. There we go. Keep that right there. Trey. Fly Guy says, I think Chucky is not going to have a long career. Yeah. Well, what do we got? 6 more years on his deal or 5? I think it's 5 more years on his deal, right? Because we signed him for 8, I believe. Yeah, exactly, Kenneth. Yeah, he's putting miles in the body, no doubt. He went to the same doctor Matthews went to. That's what I'd like to see. John says we might all be wrong. The big 3, all of them take huge discounts to stay, and the hockey world is outraged. Every other fan base is left licking their fingers. Pink is the Himalayan cocaine. Oh. So, Simon, I know the Olympics are coming next. Does that say 12? What time does that say? Dang, that went fast. I think they're off for like 3 weeks for the Olympics, or it might even be closer to a month. Does anybody know when the full teams are announced? So we know how many guys have to pretend to be hurt, so we don't have to send our guy. You know Chucky's going. He just better not hurt himself again. Hopefully this year or next year, that like we give our guys a little bit of rest, that go, like if Reinhardt goes again and like we give him a couple of weeks off. Bulwer says, I guess we have a hurricane named after us now. Jaws, apparently it hit Indonesia. Really? Jeez. Exactly, communist. Just start to embrace the hate. Let them hate. It is. I know, Alice. I'm not a fan of the international tournaments during the cup window either, right? Not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. I mean, it will bring, for the channel anyway, it'll definitely bring in new fans and things will be different. I mean, for the far and away in terms of people that watched our streams, Kyle and I, far and away, the most that we ever had on a stream was the first game between the United States and Canada. We had like 1,700 people on that stream. We never even reached 1,000. Last year for Game 7, we had about 700. This year, I didn't even look, to be honest with you. I don't know what we had, when you combine all four platforms. I don't know that we got over 500, but I wasn't looking. I forgot to look. So, exactly, Kate. So when I was talking with Kyle yesterday and I said we're the Chiefs, it reminded me that the Chiefs had won and then they lost and then they won the 2 straight. So the Chiefs had actually already won their 3, just wasn't 3 in a row. Simon, well, I'd have to be a little bit more popular to make a movie. I wrote a book. I don't have the book in here. I wrote a book. That was my documentary in terms of what my life had been up to the point after we lost the Vegas series. So I'm going to write a second one this summer, hopefully. Coot says, as much of a fan as I am, I'm also upset that the U.S. didn't win 4 Nations. Really wanted them to take the gold after coming up short this time. Maybe Chucky can further goad Brady into coming down. Yeah, well, just within 5 years, our 4th line will be like Bennett with Brady and Matthew, right? We'll put him on the 4th line. Yeah, it did end up helping us, right, Rio? Because of Kachuk. Yeah, let me go get it. Hold on a second. I got it on the kitchen table. I had it in the backdrop last year. Hold on. I gotta buy a couple more copies so that I can have it in the backgrounds to everything. Hold on a second. Hold on. I guess a lot of people wouldn't know about it because I didn't promote it this season. So there's the book. It's big. It's big. The link to buy the book is on Amazon. It's in all the descriptions to all the videos. And then you see the back cover is the dogs. And it's sizable. There's a lot of pictures in here. I mean, a lot of family stuff. It's like there you go. There I am at 15. There I am at 15 years old. And there's a whole section on the dogs and talk about all the cup stuff, all the stuff. That's pictures of the casino. The story is in the book for the most part, where I spent 7 years and we robbed the casino of about $250,000. True story. That's what she said, Kenneth. And me and Brother Gene at Marlins games and all of that kind of stuff. Old pictures of Joe Robbie Stadium. Here we go. There you go. There's my military picture. So, yeah. So I'll just put this over here. So, links are in the description of all the videos. It's 8.5 by 11 book. It's a bigger book. But this year, I don't know if the one I write this year is going to be that big. It's going to be more. It's not going to be as much with the pictures and everything. He's that hauler jaws. Craig's so girthy. JD, yeah, that's probably a good subject for a video over the summer. Yeah, it's probably a good idea for a video over the summer. Yeah, Derek, I appreciate that, bud. So, yeah, the old pictures. Yeah, we went through them all. It's pictures of my uncle and my grandfather and all of that stuff. It was, all Ellie and Fluffy were still alive, obviously. Michael says, nice tan. Am I Greek? My grandfather was born in the Basque region of Spain. So, yeah, not quite Greek, but olive skin. We have olive skin. And then, of course, that was the Florida tan, too. Right? Oh, good question about United States. Does Chucky get the C for the U.S. or Matthews? I mean, you would think it would be Chucky. I was surprised it wasn't Chucky before. You would think it would be Chucky, right? 2-time Stanley Cup champion. You would think that's the way it would go. But he's got to not get hurt again, right? No fighting. No fighting. Ripped his damn adductor off the bone, man. Jesus. Brutal stuff. All right, everybody, I'm going to roll. I put out a video right before this live stream started. It's the true story of how the Panthers broke the cup. It's about 3 minutes long. I think you'll enjoy it. I had fun with it. And I got a few things coming out tomorrow. No stoppage on the content. Tomorrow I'm going to have a video coming out that's going to let you guys know everything that we're doing. This channel, the football channel, the men's channel, let everybody know where we're going to be and how to find us over the off season. But we're still here because, we got free agency. We keep going right through free agency. Nothing is changing. I'll still be live at noon as things happen. We'll still be making videos. And Sunday, obviously, we're going to be streaming. We're still going to be streaming the parade. And then, yeah, maybe Monday I might sleep and take a day. We'll see about that. So, all right, everybody. Appreciate all the love, support. Check out that new video. You guys have a good time with it. Share it with your friends. Hit that like button on those videos, too. That really helps. Comments as well. All right. We shall see you mañana.